Today is the beginning of the end and the start of a new beginning. Time has come to redefine yourself and let go of the demons in your head that have held you in captivity for so long. It's time to flip the page and prove them wrong. It's time for rebirth. Yeah, time's up to say goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and non-believers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will be free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you are the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies and gentlemen, weirdos and geeks, please repeat after me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a I don't give a fuck.
What's going on? Nothing like having your music muted during the whole countdown. Good evening. Thank you, David. Thank you, sir. I hear it in my ears. You know, so it was like it was playing. I could hear it in my ears, but I had it muted to the stream. So yeah, that's because I got notified by Grandmaster Streamer. So I fixed that. All right. So we'll let everybody know. Saturday morning. Head to that YouTube channel. If you like gaming. Joe Energy. The Dr. Energy is here. Thank you. What's up? Saturday, I will be streaming my gaming content on a different channel and also on Twitch. In order to separate my content so that the algorithm doesn't get confused. So if you're like, where is Grim? On Saturday and Sunday, that's where I'll be. Be sure to go subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know when I do go live. You don't have to. I'm not gonna start a whole a whole new set of socials. Thank you, sir. I am simply going to keep all my other socials the same. It's just that the gaming stuff is more of the kind of hobby channel. I like streaming. I love streaming. I'm having fun streaming. I like to game. So I'm just going to put them together just on Saturday and Sunday and stay focused. I just promoted this stream, sent email. Oh, stay focused. Stay focused. Stay on target. Stay on target. I don't have my X-Wing helmet. Shit. So just that programming note. If you're looking for me Saturday, that's where I'll be. I'll try to, I will send out the notification on Twitter. On the Twitters there. Thanks, everybody. I am Grimskull. I am the super awesome pixel pushing samurai for David Foster Media, Overland Geeks, Redacted, Grimskull Productions. I am a graphic designer, motion graphic artist. No idea if it'll help you. Hello, Joseph. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Today I'm gonna go over doing stingers in the GT Title Designer. Relatively simple. If you don't know what a stinger is just a transition that's animated with graphics. You have your traditional transitions like your wipes, your fades, that sort of stuff. I guess I can show you. I don't know if I have that set up in vMix. Let's see. Well, prime example of a stinger is this. This is a stinger. Where you would have a traditional like transition, like a cut or fade. I don't think I have. Yeah, we do. Or fade. Or wipe. Fly rotate. Cross zoom. Those are all transitions. But a stinger is much more and fancier. And you could be cooler than your friends. So, there you go. Oh yeah, and as Joseph just mentioned, stingers are like are transitions that you can use. Either you can pull them into your video edits, your live streams, and they help to kind of transition from one scene to another. Yes, I can make those. I don't know if anybody else can, but we're certainly gonna find out. What did I do with that one? I'm looking for the stinger I created earlier. There's a couple ways you can do them in vMix. You can pull in, you can create an image sequence in any, graphics program. Like with After Effects and Photoshop. And then you can pull those in as an image sequence. But you can also create them in the GT Title Designer and then add extra elements to them. I'm going to show you how to do it in GT Title Designer. File. Let's save this as Stinger 1. Can't see my whole screen. You mean my face? My face is in the middle there? It's my face in the middle? That's all right. One thing I did was I created an image sequence. And let me pull that up in this over here. Are you sure? This menu? Sure, I had GT Title Designer open twice. There you go. There you go. David can see now. So I have I have an image sequence that I created in After Effects. And in GT Title Designer, you can pull in a Thank you, John. Oh, you guys. It's nothing but a...
I don't give a fuck.
No, I'm going to make one. I'm just showing you uh, one method right here. You go up to animations at the top menu on transition in and create. You can click on image sequence. Wherever you output your image sequence at, you can go and import the first image. You don't necessarily need After Effects. Like I said, I'm just showing you one way to do it. So one way to do it is you can pull in an image sequence in the animations for your stinger. And that's what that looks like. So file, let's I'm going to save that. I'm actually going to pull that into my production here. Nope. Of course you can't. All right, so we've got our stinger one saved. You're going to pull in the first image of your image sequence, and then click on transition in image sequence, and that'll pull the rest of the images in. So that's a basic image stinger. And then I pulled that into vMix. And that's what it looks like. Yeah. That again, that is just one way to create a stinger in vMix. The other way is, yes, you can make everything in GT Title Designer. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a background image. And I'm going to save as Stinger 2. I'm then going to add a mask to this image by creating a rectangle. I'm going to go up to Format, turn that to 1920 by 1080. I'm going to set the X and Y to 0. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to animate this mask to transition in. To fly, to delay at 0 and 0.5 in duration. I'm just going to leave the style to linear. And then I'm going to set the transition out to fly from the other direction. Set that to 0.5. So it goes in and out. Now, what I'm actually going to do is set the delay of the out to 1. Actually 1.5. 1.5. Comes in, stops, and then goes. Comes in, stops, and then goes. I'm going to double click on the layer over it. I'm going to name that mask. And then background, make sure I spell it right. Now, I'm going to click on effects. With the background layer selected, I'm going to select this crop tool here. It says crop and mask, and I'm going to select the mask. I am then going to set the mask to 0, the opacity to 0. Well, not that's the background. I want to set the mask. Click on mask, then set the opacity to 0. Now we have, yes, the mask can be an image too. You can bring in like PNGs to use as a mask to create, interesting lines or, borders and stuff, or shapes as it, transitions across the screen. So there we go. I'm going to add some extra, elements to this so that it so that it gives a little bit of extra style. I'm gonna copy the mask, copy and paste it because I want to use that rectangle, and I'm gonna say red red panel, and I'm gonna paste it again. Oops, that's not what I want. Well, I did something wrong. Let me save it and start GT Title Designer. Yes. 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 All right. You don't need a mask, but it's just one other element that you can use to kind of create a variety in your stinger. Like I said, you could use different shapes. Which I can demonstrate here in a bit. I'll finish doing this one. All right. So we got our main elements still there. I'm gonna copy and paste. We're gonna name this red red rec. Yeah. And then copy and paste. And I'm going to name that one black rec. Here's a good example of using a mask. So the mask right here is it's a rectangle. So you got these straight edges. But if I take that mask and go up to format, or actually effects, we can skew that mask. And now we have a mask that comes in at an angle. Now I would need to, of course, expand that, right? We can go to format. Now it's more dynamic. Maybe we rotate it. We make it 1920 by 1920. Go back to our effects. We'll take the skew off of it. But it's a square now. So maybe we rotate it. Make it a little bigger. 2000, maybe 220. Now we got this cool kind of V effect going on. I'm going to go back to my original process. So we just got this nice side scrolling effect there. I'm going to hide that background. I've got these two other elements, the black and red rectangle. Now that mask, I am going to go back and I'm going to delay it by about 0.4. I'm going to have my black rectangle with no delay, but leave it at 0.5. My red rectangle, I'm going to do about 0.3 and leave it. But I'm going to pull them down so that they're below my background and mask. Now that red's coming in a little bit too fast. I got to change. I got to go in and change my black rectangle to actually black, to be black. Black, and then my red. I want to change that to kind of the more of the color of what I want to use. But all right, that's kind of gray, isn't it? Let's make sure my there we go. Now that black takes off. That's a lot of black there. So we are going to go and set my animation for the transition to 0.1, and then 0. Let's see. There we go. And then go back to my mask, and I'm going to set that to 3. There we go. It's a little better. Then on my transition out, I want my background to, or my mask to fly to the right. At 1.5, then I want the red to go about 1.6, and then the black to about 1.7 in delay. Now, the reason I've got some space, some time in between is that we're going to set up some text. So I'm going to go to format. Oh, yeah, home. I'm going to center the text both, vertically and horizontally in the text block. I'm going to name that layer stinger _ txt. Name the layer stinger. That's stinger 2. I want to click on the text box. I want to format the text, and I'm going to go with the branding text we use is Geo or Roboto Slab. I was going to say Geo Slab, but it's not it. I got to go way down here. Roboto Slab. I'm going to set the point size to 132. Set it to shrink. I'm going to select the text, set it to white, stinger text. I'm going to set it to the heaviest typeface I can get, extra black. And it's like, yeah, you can't see it because it's on the white background. That's okay. I'm going to make a copy of that red rectangle. and call that text BG. I'm going to go up there to format and change the height. And then with the Y location, I'm going to move it down a bit. I'm going to pull it down below the text stinger so you can see that. Now I'm going to use these handles and just kind of drag it to where I want it. I think I will also copy that and paste it and then pull that behind. That's text BG2. And I'm going to turn that, I'm going to color that black. And then just kind of raise it up a bit. I'm going to select both of those, right click, and then align center. Oops. Oh, I meant align middle. Oops, wrong one. I don't want the text. I want I'm just going to do all of them. Shift click. Click on one, shift click, then right click, align middle. It still didn't do how I wanted it. You son of a bitch. All right. Align middle. And then that one, I'm going to align middle. There we go. Then the text, I'll go and align middle. There we go. Now we just got to animate it. They all have that mask, so I'm going to go to the text BG1 and make sure there's no mask on it. None. And then what I want to do is, let's see, the back or the mask comes in at 1.5. So at 1.6, I want these two to reveal. From the center in the Y axis. Doesn't look like it did that. I'm in the transition out. So I want to make sure you're in the transition in when you do that. So we're going to go to reveal. And we wanted that like 1.6 in the Y. There we go. So I think it takes a little too long. 1.5. I know what it is because I was setting I was setting it from the transition out delay, but the background mask and the transition is 0.3. So we want to go 0.4. That's what we want. 0.4. A little too soon, so 0.6 or 0.5. Almost. 0.8. Now in the transition out, we kind of want that to go ahead and only be delayed 1 second. Or let's try 0.9, 0.8. Let's try 0.8. 0.9. 0.9 will work. Reveal. Boom. All right, last thing we got to do is the text. And we're just going to mimic, basically, the the background. So we're going to do a reveal. And we're on the transition out, so we're going to say 0.9, 0.5, let's go to transition in. We're going to reveal in the Y. Point. What I say we want to do 0.8. 0.8 at 0.5 seconds, right? At 0.5. All right, so the black, I see what's happening in the transition out with the black. It's going both. We want that on the Y. There we go. And the stinger, we want that on the Y, on the text. Boom, boom. I want the black bars to be the intro colors to be tighter. So the black's going to come first at 0.1, and then that mask, and we want that to come in at like 0.3. There we go. Maybe even 0.2. Now, if the text is not staying up long enough, we can always go to the transition out. And make that mask like maybe 2 seconds, right? 2 seconds. And then we'll have to go adjust. You know, 2.1. And then 2.2. .5. Okay. We want that one to be 2. Sometimes if you don't hit enter, it doesn't take. There we go. Now, of course, we can make those the transition out on those, the delay on those a little longer. So like, 1.5. 8. And then on both of these, we can do 1.9. Or what was it? Actually, the transit on the what's the last one is 2.2. The mass goes in at 2. So we need to make those 2. Let's try 1.5. Nope. 1.6 and 1.7. Open, close. Three. Hold on a second. All right. That was 1.3. I'm just going to say these are both 1.4. 1.4. Hit enter. There we go. Perfect on the out. The in, it takes a little bit longer than I want it to. Just what? I shouldn't be muted anymore. I should be perfectly fine. Testing to the 1. Yeah, you're behind. So look, we're going to go to the transition in, and like I said, that comes in a little slow. So these two, let's try the 0.6 enter, and that one 0.7 enter. Now, there's other things you could do to these to enhance it by using the style. You can use cubic easing in and out. That will have the animations like when they start fast and then slow down. When they come to their endpoint. Messing around with the duration and the delay will help your timing, depending on how fast you want it to go. Like with those these two background elements, we could probably go like to 3, both with cubic easing in. And I like that. They snap open. We could go to the transition out and do the same thing to where 3, hit enter, and then choose cubic easing in. Snaps open, snap shut. We want to kind of do the same thing with the text so that it doesn't stay up there as long. I'm going to do the cubic easing in. Snap. Snap. So there you have it. You with a few simple elements, you can create stingers. Now, you don't have to have text. You can have your logo come up there. I'm going to hide those elements. I'm going to pull in a logo. Make it a little bigger. I always suggest making it, in whatever program you have, make it the size you want it to be so that it doesn't look soft when you pull it in. We're just doing this for demonstration purposes. So the transition in, this is a long stinger, but I don't, if it's just a logo where we just want it to do a quick wipe or a quick transition, it's not going to last this long. But because we started with creating a kind of a text stinger that when you pull that into vMix, you're going to be able to change that text when it animates so that you can have, different, different animations like a be right back or, coming up or, you could put whatever text you want in the title, ahead of whatever segment's coming up. But here, this is just a simple logo. So we're gonna do a reveal. We're gonna do a reveal. So the delay is 0.25. We're going to say 0.6 that it reveals. .6 and make it a fast reveal of 0.3 and cubic easing in. And then we're going to do the opposite, transition out. The last or the background mask lasts about 2, but we want to have it kind of go out about 1, delayed about 1.8. We're going to have it reveal from the other side so it hides it instead of revealing it, but that's the way that works. 1.5. Is that what we said? At 0.3, and then cubic easing, in. We can mess with the delay a bit on both of these so that let's try just one. I think we're going the wrong way probably. Yeah, let's go with 1.9 because we want that to hide right before the, there we go. Let's go back to our transition in, and the mask comes in about 0.2, so we're gonna say 0.3. Maybe 0.4. That came up a little bit too quick. Still came up too quick. .4. Oh almost. I guess we'll leave it. Let's go back to go to 0.5. All right. It still came. All right. Back 0.6. There we go. All right. It's wiping in with that background there, so we're gonna save as Stinger 2. Yes. I don't know why I keep getting that. I don't know. Don't know. Now you can play that in any of your Stinger Stinger overlays. I'm going to go ahead and set that up. Yes, we can add sound to it. Shockwaves? So there you go. That's there. What's up? What's up? The audio file has to include the name of the first image. The audio file has to include the name of the first image. I don't think so. Let me go look at my original stinger, because the way I did my original stinger, my original stinger is an image sequence that I pulled in. It's not even, I didn't even use a title. I created an image sequence, pulled in an image, my image. Then on the layers multi-view, I selected, or I pulled in a sound effect, put it on put it on a layer, and I have my have all my scenes set up to run the stinger that way. That I'm not sure of. So that's how I created stingers in vMix. So the way I had my stinger set up, the one that you see that I'm using is an image sequence that I pulled in as an input, went into layers multi-view, and added the sound there. I did pull in our other stinger and set that up. Say none. Hey, that's David Foster. Now it's not. Let me look at that. That's playing a sound stinger. Which it shouldn't be. I don't know why it's playing a sound because I took the sound out. Yes, I do. Two of which aren't working. Looks like my other channels all play the sound, or at least 2 and 4 play the sound. Well, yeah. I don't know why. That's the basics. That is the basics. You can do an image sequence. You can use GT Title Designer to animate an image that flies in, flies out. You can use the rectangles and shapes to create, create some interesting elements. If you coordinate those elements, animating in and out to cover up the screen, that's what you want to do. Is you want to have it fly in, go full screen, and then fly out, reveal in, rotate in, however you want, as long as they come up to full screen so that you can make your cut underneath it. You're good to go. Hey, Alex. Hold on. I will be right back. Oh, sorry. I had to blow my nose. What's up, Scott? What's up, Alex? John, you guys, I think I said hello to most of you guys that came in. Thanks for coming in to hang out. Again, anybody interested in my gaming content, that will be moving to a new channel Saturday. I'm going to be separating the content so that this channel sticks with the graphic design stuff, and on the weekend mornings is my just hobby gaming stream, and that's going to be on a different channel now. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, you can go ahead and bookmark that. Throw me a subscribe. You got anything out of this this video tonight, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you, John, for the generous sushi. Much appreciated as always. I'm going to turn the image off and then turn the stinger text back on. I probably got to go back and redo those. 0.7. 0.8 maybe. And then we'll set that one to 0.8. Opens up. All right, let me file, save. Close that and then go and reload. So there's my stinger text. And since that's a title, I can go in and say, coming up. Right. Back. And if you save those presets, then, you can have just a variety of different messages for your stingers. Now I got to figure out how to fix my data sources. Ever since I updated the other day, all my call to actions are all foobar. I got the data source hooked back up, but none of my shortcuts are working. No matter what I do. So we'll start with the my Twitch one. I've got, the URL data source. That's correct. Socials _ URLs and 1 for row 1, because 0 is the top. And then there's row 1. That should be my Twitch. I'm going to pull up I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to pull up the title editor. I go to my data source. Do I need to have that on auto? Leave all that blank? That's the question. But, what it really should be is action, right? That needs to be on action. URL needs to be on URL. Row should not be selected, right? My image should be icon. That's set correct. Everything. I mean, it's pulling it in. Right? We're good there. Still, that's my Twitch. That's the Twitch one. That should be Twitch, not. You know, they're all saying Instagram. Son of a bitch. Let's put another number in there. Let's say 5. So we got the name of the data source, URL data source. The table name, social underscore URLs, and then the row index. Like one should be my Twitter. Or is it 0? Well, it's not 0. Bastards. I don't use Google. I use Excel. Don't have experience. Because you use it local, right? You're using local. Which I guess I should try local. Hey, what's up, Kristen? Long time no see. Yeah, I don't know with error the remote server return and error 429. I looked on how to fix that. I can't figure it out. Well, welcome. I guess I could switch to an XL. I mean, nobody else needs this. Why don't I do that? I have Excel. Sorry. I mean, it's like looking at my own legs. All right, not responding. What's going on? You would think you could just paste data from Google Sheets to Excel, but apparently that may not be the case. File, download Microsoft Excel. Live assets. That's we're gonna get live assets. Let's name a folder. I'm gonna name a folder. Say data. It actually did. It pasted over there. Data sources. All right, let's do some. It's all wonky. Can we set the height of these cells? Oh, look there. There we go. I don't know Excel. As much as I should. Insert format. Okay, format row height. There we go. That's what I want. 5. Yikes. That's a little bit too okay, let's go 15. Oh, that's 10. I meant to say might as well go 20. 20. There's probably an auto format, right? Auto row height. Is there auto row height? Yes. Thank you, John. You want your money back? Since you're teaching me now, I can refund it. David, your rubber ducky is, that squeaking noise you're hearing coming from. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we're going to say file save as. File save. Okay. Browse. Data sources. Data. Data. Grim DS for data source. Grim data source. Yes. All right, I'm setting up the data source now. Live assets, data sources, Grim. All right. Okay. There. All right. There we go. I'm gonna cancel that. All right. I can delete that. Let's delete that one. Bye. All right, that one's gone. Welcome back, Bathtub Man. We have Worlds colliding on Saturday, UFC watch along, and WWE PPV at the same time. Sheet 1. Let's name that CTAs. Yeah. CDAs. Okay. Let's go back to our title. Title editor. Data source is going to be the Excel spreadsheet. The sheet, it's actually CTA1. Name it in settings. Didn't I? Grim data source. I should rename. I did. They're named. URL, icon, and action. Use first row as column names, though, right? That's what we want to click. There we go. That's better. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. We may get somewhere. Data source action. Data source should be okay. Sheet 1, the column is going to be action, and leave the row selected alone. Right? Leave that alone. And then we just go through and, do the same. Yep. Column is going to be URL. Okay. Image. Data source is going to be MDS. Table is that, and then icon and the row. Okay. Right. It should be. I mean, I'm with you. All right. At least it's not saying Instagram. It's not saying Instagram. It's not saying Instagram. So we got our action. All that's good. URL. That's good. Over on our image. That looks good. It changed to Twitter. This should be Facebook. Should I look? Fuck. All right, let's check the shortcuts. Let's check the shortcuts. Column Hanks, columnoscopy. All right, so let's go back and just check our shortcuts. So, cut. Oh. All right. Here's where we're a little messed up, right? Because it is now Grim_DS, right? CTAs is what I named it. I'm gonna hit OK. I think I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and reconnect that data source. Because it says sheets and I changed that, so I'm gonna delete it. Add it again. Grim_DS for data source. Browse Grim_DS. Good to go. Use. All right. Boom. All right. But it's sheet 1. It's still showing sheet. Did I not save this? File, save. There we go. All right. Now it says CTAs. We're good. We're good to go. Yeah, Facebook is row 6, but I have to go into my shortcuts and change all those. Pay no attention to Dave. He's currently in a precarious situation with no clothes on in the bathtub. We don't want to think about that right now, Kristen. So let's pay no attention to Dave. All right. Let's see if we can finish this up in 30 minutes or less. It's a movie. All right, so all right, so one. Okay, all right, we got it. I think mentally, I'm prepared. Say what? All right. Grim _ DS. All right. Let's copy that. I think that should work now. Maybe. No. All right. I mean, theoretically, we said Facebook is 8. And I need to move Facebook up. All right. There we go. Facebook is actually 8 on the list. Okay. All right. Should be Facebook. It should be Facebook. Yeah, wasn't that what I put? I'm pretty sure that's what I put. On my Stream Deck, it's the second one, but it's 8 on the actual edit. Right? So I got 8. I've selected row 8. Which artwork is that? You mean the thing in the my background? This background? That is courtesy of Erupt TV. Sean over Erupt TV. He's a fellow graphic designer, and he does a lot of 3D stuff, and he swiped my logo and then worked this up for me. Much appreciated. But you can check him out. All right, I mean, there's nothing everything is, you know, I'm doing, it should work. It should work. I'm at a loss, John. I am at a loss. All right. Sheet name and row. Let's try that. 1. All right. Sheet name, it's CTAs. Edit. The sheet name being the table, right? That's what it is. That's a table. Now, this is the Twitter one. This is the Facebook one. Excuse me. We'll go through this again. Okay. Data source manager. It's there. The table is CTA S. I'm going to pull up my text editor. All right. Let's make sure our data sources. All right. Now it's not connected anymore. You know why? Because when I fucking deleted it, I forgot to go back in here and like a dummy. URL. Let's go over to images. Bet you it'll work now. It's pulling in the different data here. So, all right. Well, at least it's pulling in something different. We're getting somewhere. Yeah. All right. Data source. Action is supposed to be action. All right, we're good to go. My item was hidden. I mean, I can go through here and select it. Look, I mean, it's being pulled up. I am frustrating, aren't I? I am. Yeah. I'm just one of those guys. It's right in front of you. Open your eyes. Yeah. Twitter. 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 It does not want to switch. It's the shortcuts. Something is that's what it's, the shortcuts. Why did I hit activators? I did not want to hit the activator. Go to shortcuts. I feel like I got to delete all these and start over. Edit. I'm going to go back to Grim _DS. Well, do you have yours? Do you have it set to a local shortcut or a global? Yes. I'm triggering through Stream Deck. Did I go offline? Yes, the Stream Deck action should be correct. I'm using the vMix. The vMix integration. So, where'd it go? For example, it looks for the button, so I click on, Twitch A. The top is supposed to select the data source select row. So I'm going to edit that. I'm going to hit find. Same as what it was. Grim underscore DS. Show web controller. I'll click. Let's just see. Okay. I'm going to go to Facebook, the Facebook one. All right. Show web controller. I'm going to hit find and just make sure. So I've got the 2 buttons that I'm testing set. So yes. Grim Dot. Did I say Grim Dot? Did I? Grim underscore. Settings, Grim underscore. Was it in the shortcut? Grim underscore. Grim underscore D. Yeah, because up here it says data source, name of the data source, table name, which is optional, and row index. That's the instructions right under here, right? Name data source, which is Grim underscore DS, table name, which is optional. No, the data source is not named CTAS. That's the name of the table or the sheet. So I put the name of the data source. I'm taking out the table name because it says optional. And we're going to leave the row. Let's see how that works. Yeah, the sheet name is CTAS or CTAs. That's why John's into the combat sports. All right. We'll go back. All right. John says just use the table name CTAS, which I had been, and the row, right? That's what I had it set to, and it wasn't working. We'll go to Facebook, set it back to just using the CTAS. Hit OK. I'm going to make sure in my title editor my data source is set to Grim underscore DS. My table, CTAs, I've got my column set to actions. I'm leaving row as selected. Same thing with URL. Grim underscore CTS URL. All right. That's all good to go. If I open up my data source, it'll switch. Twitter Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, OnlyFans, Facebook. It's obviously connected to it, but why is the shortcut not working? It says CTS where? Yes, for the table, CTAS. That's the table. Yes. Table, CTAS. Well, I don't think we could deny that. If I go into the shortcut again, right? So, edit. Right? The value it says should be name, which should have Grim underscore DS, comma, CTAs for the table, and comma, whatever the index is. That's what it should be. But John, you're saying I don't need to add the data source or data source, however you want to say it, just the table and the row. Right? Right. You only have the table name in yours, and I'm doing exactly what you're doing. CTAs, one, and then I'm going to go to my Facebook one. CTAs, comma, 8, because that's where it's at. It's in the 8th position. I'm going to hit OK because, yeah, it wants to keep. All right, I'm going to reload. Reload. I'm done. I'm done with it. It does not want to work. Yes, I did. Well, in the original, before I switched to XL even, I used the data source name, the table name, and then the number. I'm not disputing that at all. I think what it's doing is it's taunting me. vMix is just saying, Grim, bend over. I want to show you who's boss. I want to cause conflict and discord with you and your viewers by not working. So you guys argue about why it's not working. vMix is working against me. Like I said to some friends earlier, I think I'm just going to say, fuck you, vMix, and go to Restream. Or better yet, fuck you, PC, and vMix. I am going to get a Mac. I mean, well, no, now I'm stuck on my merch. All right. Let's see what happens when I press my merch button. Well, you know, now that worked, of course. That worked. Bastards. All right. Merch. Yeah. I have to agree. It has to be something. All right. So let's look at my merch shortcut. All right. All right. Yes, because that's one I hadn't configured yet. So I'm going to do this. Here's what I'm going to do. All you stinking. Can I shift click remove shortcuts? Yes. All right. All right, Scott, man, thanks for coming out. Everybody, go check out our good friend Scott. Let me do some shout outs here for the folks. My online teacher today is, of course, John Simon from the Ringside Report. If you haven't guessed it, go check it out. They do a great combat sports show. And feel free to tell them when that is scheduled. John, feel free. Happy Canada Day. All right. Got to run. I miss you guys. See ya, Kristen. Thanks for hanging out. And we had Beyond 280. Scott from Beyond 280 was here. Also another good content creator and friend of the show. What? Show. There we go. $10.05. Son of a bitch. Son of a gun. It's 10:05. All right. I have just 2 shortcuts now. I'm going to put in Grim _DS, comma, CTAS, and the row will be 1. edit, and the output should be the same key. It is 49 CT lower third is what, should be. So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to go to FBC CTA. We're going to edit that. We're also going to put Grim _DS, comma, CTA. Name of the data source, table, CTAS, and the index. I'm going to make sure that keyboard controller is right. I'm then going to go to the one that actually pulls up the lower third, edit, and make sure that's the same one. Click OK, hit OK. Oops. I mean, it's changing now. Row as in index number, right? So the index number, right, would be 1. Twitter is 1. Facebook is 6. Is 6. I thought it was 8. All right. All right. Facebook is 6. Six and 8. All right. Zero 5. Good night, folks. Good night. Good night. We're going to end it on a high note. Good night. Good night. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Hopefully I'll still have an eye left tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Saturday. I will be streaming on a new channel, not a new channel, just a different channel for the gaming stuff. You can find that here. If you enjoy the gaming, my gaming stuff, that's where you can find that. The Grim Skull Gaming now is going to launch, and that'll focus mainly on the gaming stuff. Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to stay the graphic design. It's in order to, keep the content separated so that YouTube knows what to do with me. Thanks for all your help, John. I really appreciate it. Everybody else, have a good night, and I will see you on the next stream. Peace.